Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with a Power Rangers Dino Fury theory based on the recent episodes, especially based off of episode 11. I talked about how I was going to have a theory video, and this is what it is. So, in episode 11, we got two big reveals that I thought were pretty big reveals, unless they showed up before and I just don't remember it. But at the beginning of the episode, we find out that Amelia's Pop used to work for Area 62, which is Void Knight's base and kind of a mysterious Area 52-ish area that kind of investigates Power Rangers universe things. So that was, I thought, a big reveal on its own, and that would probably come back later, like maybe they need some information from him or something. But then when he was talking to disguised Amelia later, he mentions how her parents disappeared under mysterious circumstances. And that gave us some nice backstory as to why Amelia is into the paranormal. But that got me thinking, what if Void Knight and the Lady in White are actually Amelia's parents? Like, I don't know if Lady in White looks old enough, unless she's like time frozen or whatever, but I think there could be a possibility there. Now, again, if this is true, it would be yet another Ranger missing parent story related to the villains, but it would feel kind of nice and different, because you always expect it to be red. Not to mention, I feel most of the theories, including a lot of my own surrounding Void Knight and all that, has to either do with Ravcon or Zato or whatever. So even if this would step on some similar territory of the Rangers being related to a villain, it would feel like a nice different surprise and kind of give another Ranger a reason to be tied to the mythology than just the Red Ranger. Now, so how this would work, I think that maybe her parents also worked at Area 62 or were somehow involved in it, since her dad worked there, or her grandfather, but you know, her mom's dad, so her dad, you know what I mean. So they worked there somehow, and something happened to her mom. I don't know if it was Sporks related. I did a theory about how she might end up becoming the Sporks Queen, which is Eris, like after Void Knight loads her up with all these Sporks, and that could happen later. But maybe something happened to her Sporks related that primed her to become Eris, or maybe something not Sporks related at all, and we're just using the Sporks to heal her. But bottom line is she got zaned, and she got put into the thing. And so then her dad is now trying to find a way to cure her. And so he has the Void Knight armor, and that creates a bit of a hitch, because the Void Knight armor is clearly somehow involved in the Rangers and Ravcon based off of Zato's comments. I've done several theory videos about that. I think I have another one coming out about Ryuso Brown. But the point is that that is related to it, and Zato says, like, well, how did you get the armor? So in a lot of my theories, I assume that he's related to Ravcon or an alien something, or something like that. But what if Area 62 had the armor? Because we know they study sort of Power Rangers universe mystery stuff, and it's been 65 million years since anything Dino Fury related was unearthed. What if, like, the Area 62 scientists found the Void Knight armor, and it just existed at Area 62, and Amelia's dad stole it for the purposes of this? And then, you know, maybe there's some sort of corruption going on because he is doing evil stuff, so maybe there's a corruption aspect to sort of explain that away when they have a family reunion. But maybe he knew that it was there, he found the armor, and it has a bit of corruption, just like in Soldier, and he's using it to revive Amelia's mother. I mean, that's maybe a bit of a stretch, and the Amelia's parents thing could come into play into something way later that has to do with characters or monsters from Soldier we don't know, or maybe something totally original. But given the fact that we also have that Void Knight mystery, and it surrounds Area 62, and he takes a base at Area 62, I think that it's at least a possibility worth discussing, especially since Void Knight knew where Area 62 was, which leads me to believe that maybe he worked there or knew somebody that worked there. Maybe it was just the mom that worked there, and that's how she ended up in her condition, and the dad was just like a civilian, but then, kind of like with Mary Winchester, then he becomes a hunter to save her. So I think that could potentially be interesting. Again, this is all sheer speculation, but it was something that popped in my brain that I thought was worth discussing, and I hope something like this happens. Again, even though it's a little bit samey, I like the idea, just like with Pink debuting the armor. It gives us something a little bit different than the norm of it always being the Red Ranger, and it would also be kind of a nice subversion to have it not necessarily 100% have to do with Ravcon or the alien mythology. But what do you guys think? Do you think this theory could be a possibility? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps, ring that bell so you can get notified videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.